Yeah, it's another moment with you. I'm so happy. Today, I want to speak to us on self-investment, and I'm going to be sharing with us a few tips on how to invest on ourselves. Again, I want to clearly state that the journey to self-upgrade is a journey that begins on the inside. There's a general saying that charity begins at home. Of course, for every home represent ourselves. The charity begins here. The step to upgrade, the step to success, the step to a better tomorrow, the step to a better life begins on the inside of us as women, on the inside of us as the creature of God, and that assets, the people that God has called out to show forth his glory in this end time. For our voices to be heard, we have to begin a walk. We have to begin a process. That process begins on the inside of us. It begins with ourselves. It begins with you. It begins with your thinking. It begins with how you carry yourself, how I carry myself, how we show up in the world. How we show up in the world, very important. So quickly, let's talk in self-investment. Self-investment is believing in yourself, believing that you are capable of more. You are capable to do more than what you currently are. That is self-investment. It is spending time, setting aside little of your resources, building for the future, accumulating for future use, setting aside the babies to make it bigger, to make it better for future use. That is what God is laying in my heart, that for me, first of all, that I need to invest on myself, that we need to invest on ourselves. I'm not taking the message now out to each and every one of us, that God is asking us at this moment as daughters of the living God, that we need to invest on ourselves. Do you want to upgrade? You want to do better? You want to fulfill your calling? You want to show up in the world prepared? You want to show up and do what you've been called to do? You have to invest in yourself. And when we want to invest in ourselves, you may want to ask me, how do we invest on ourselves? Not to worry, I've got a few tips here to share with us. Number one, I'll say spend wisely. When you want to invest in yourself, you have to think and learn how to spend wisely. It's not just about money, but how you spend your time, how you spend your availability, how you spend your resources, how you spend your knowledge, how you spend whatever it is you have to spend to better you. Remember, it is self-investment to better you. So whatever you are spending, that is not going to be for the overall betterment of me. We have to be careful with that. So watch what you spend your time on. Watch what you spend your money on. Watch what you spend your energy on. Involving people in a feud, in a quarrel, in disagreement, in argument, that's not going to do you any good. That's not going to do me any good. So watch what you spend and how you spend wisely. And again, I'll say another tip will be take responsibility for your life. It is high time we started deviating from this notion of laying accusing fingers, blame games. Oh, if not for him, if not for her, if not for the children, if not for the economy. No, it is not time to go about arguing, go about complaining. We have to take responsibility. Take, for instance, I have a woman who readily comes to mind when I was preparing for this message. Deborah, in the book of Judges. Deborah, our own very sister. She was married to Lapidot. Her husband was Lapidot. Yeah, Lapidot was Deborah's husband, and she was the judge at the time in Israel. When the Canaanites, the king Sisera, they came attacking the Israelites, and by virtue of the position she occupied, then being a judge, she heard from the Lord. Are you hearing from the Lord? She heard from the Lord that victory was for the Israelites. And so she sent for the king at that time, Barak. He said, Barak, come, you are the general in the army. Prepare God's people, 10,000 chariots. You're going to go to the mountain of Kadesh. You are going to go for the battle, and God is going to give you victory. And then the general told Deborah that he wasn't going to go, that Deborah have to accompany him if Deborah wanted him to go for the battle. I'm talking about taking responsibility for your life. Deborah, I did not read it in my Bible that she had to go and consult. That she had to go and, okay, let me go and ask my husband. My husband is not going to agree to that. I think my children, there was no excuse whatsoever. She had every reason to provide an excuse, one or the other. But no, she did not. Deborah stood up and said, you know what? You have asked what no man has ever asked. It's never been told that a woman, I've never heard that a woman will go to war, but you're asking me to go with you to war, be a general. You are a soldier, you in the army, you are the leader, and you're asking a woman who hasn't been trained in the art of carrying weapons to go with you. And then she said it was fine. Let's go to the war. And here Deborah went. She took the responsibility. Are you taking responsibility for your life? Are you sitting down? You don't want to take the exam. You don't want to apply for the course. You don't want to start the business. You're waiting. You see, my husband has not set me up. This one, things are not working out. You have one excuse or the other. This message is for you, my sister. It is about time you started rising up. Remember in our previous video, I did mention taking baby steps. It doesn't have to, maybe you had a vision of starting a business with $100,000 or maybe £50,000, and that is not foreseeable. You can't just get, why not take baby step? Why not try and build something from 0 level, and then 2, and then you see how you're going to improve instead of just sitting down and you're not taking responsibility for yourself and you get to blame others. So this message is coming at this very moment so that we will begin to take responsibility for our lives, how we show up. Because I tell you what the Bible says in the book of Romans chapter 8, that the earnest expectation of all creature, they are waiting to see what is going to become of you as a woman. My creature, the world is waiting to see what is going to become of me, Mercy. When I mean the world, it's not people out there. My children are waiting to see how successful their mom is going to get. My husband is waiting to see how successful I'm going to. My brothers are waiting to see how successful. People are waiting on you. They are waiting to brag with you. They are waiting to boast with you. They are waiting to thank God for your life. And you're just sitting down and not taking responsibility and not trying to do anything better than what it used to be. So the tip here, very important, is that you should take I should take responsibility. When I fail, I should accept that I have failed. When I've tried and it didn't work out, I should encourage myself that yes, I tried. It is better that I tried and failed than not trying anything at all. And of course, the next will be work and improve on what you're currently doing. Remember, like I always say, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and then you expect a different result. It doesn't work that way. And on the other hand, will be for us to take care of our health. To invest in yourself means to invest in your health. Are you still eating like a child? Candy here, candy there. Are you still eating like a child? Very soon, the woman's body is built in such a way that in a very short time, certain hormones begin to break loose. Certain hormones begin to malfunction. Certain hormones begin to come in. Certain hormones begin to die out. Certain begin to fade out. That is how the women body is structured naturally. And it is going to work out for your good when you watch what you eat, when you watch what goes into your mouth. Are you still eating late as a woman? You're over 30 and you're still eating food, dinner by 8. You may say, yeah, I have fast metabolism. That's going to break out. Oh, to God be the glory for you. But to self-invest, to invest in yourself, these little things really matter a lot. Most of the time we might think that doesn't really matter. Our children are learning from us. People are picking little bad habits here and there around us. We have to watch it, because we do not just live for ourselves alone, we are also living for others. And then the last on my list would be to be organized. This woman was really organized. If she wasn't organized, she would not have been able to just rise up to tell the general, you know what, I'm going to be going with you. She was organized. The Lord is laying in my heart that it is high time we started being so organized. To be organized means not just in your daily, it's to be organized mentally. It's to be organized with your health, to be organized where you sleep, to be organized with what you do, to be organized in your children, to be organized at work. You don't, all of a sudden, you're just missing things and missing out. You have to be organized. You need to sit down. If you're the type that you're always on the go, and you're leaving a whole lot of things undone, it is about time you begin to invest in yourself in this aspect. And take this one tip. in particular very seriously and think of how you're going to invest in that, in this area of yourself, to be better, to learn to be organized in your children. Most time it is very appalling, I'm so sorry to say, that a woman would just show up in the place and then the child didn't put on undies, a female child, to an outing, and then you're like, the mother is like, oh my God, what happened? Yeah, mistake occurred, but when it occurs more than 3 times, what are you going to call that? It is well beyond being organized. My prayer is that God will help us to invest in ourselves. And before I forget, there's a saying by Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, yeah, she made a quote and she said, I read, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, the ability to succeed begins with you. Always, the ability to succeed begins with you. It is what you put on the inside that you're going to be able to bring out. So what are you putting on the inside per time? What are you putting? How are you strengthening your inner man? How are you investing in yourself so that you will show up ready in the world? Remember the book of Romans, like I said, Romans chapter 8, it said the earnest expectation. People are waiting to see how organized you are. People are waiting to see how you're going to be successful. People are waiting to see how she's going to make through. People are waiting to see how she's going to influence the world. People are waiting to see how she's going to manage this home, how she's going to manage her children. People are waiting to see the success she's going to record. People are waiting to see a whole lot of things concerning us. My prayer is that we will not fail God. That before it even get to the point of failing God, we will not fail ourselves. Because when we fail ourselves, that is when depression begins to set in. That is when regrets begin to set in. We will not fail ourselves. You will not fail yourself. I will not fail myself until I come your way again very soon. I'll say invest in yourself. That is very important. And keep upgrading until we do this again very soon. Bye.